Hello everyone, this is Jennifer Sinceri. Happy Friday, happy weekend to you. Let me get this video shared in all the right places, and then we are going to get started. If you are here with me, would you please comment and let me know that you're here? I love interacting with you. I would love to see where you are from if it's your first time watching. Let's see. Looks like Lori is here. Hi, Lori. I'm just trying to get this shared in the right group. And one more thing. I wish that they would let you do multiple things at one time. Well, here in Elk Grove, California, close to Sacramento, it is about 80 degrees today. Yes, indeed, 80 degrees. And it is hot upstairs in my stamping room. All the heat rises. We were in the 60s this week, and then in the 70s, and then today 80s. So we have all different types of temperatures. So tonight we are going to make 3 cards. And I am highlighting the Nested Friends bundle. This is in the mini catalog right now. It is not carrying over to the annual catalog, but it is going to be an online exclusive while supplies last, is my understanding. If I'm incorrect on that, and you know more than I do, please feel free to comment. I don't always have all the answers. But that was my understanding. That is actually going to be an online exclusive while supplies last. I am pulling a couple items from Queen Bee. I used this last Friday. I'm going to use this beautiful flower branch with it. And then there is also a greenery die, and we used this last week, and we're going to use that again. And this is still available. It is also going to be an online carryover also. And then I did pull some DSP from the By the Bay pack. It's 6x6. This is in the last chance sale. So it is regularly a $15 pack of paper because it is specialty. It's got some iridescence to it, and it is on sale for $12 right now. So you're going to get 48 sheets for $12. This is a great pack of paper. I love being able to share great deals with you guys. You're going to have Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana, Mint Macaron, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Sahara Sand. Now, Mint Macaron is retiring as a color, and I believe Sahara Sand is also. I just checked, Mint Macaron cardstock is still available. So if you love this paper, you might want to grab some Mint Macaron to go with it. But all the other colors are still going to be available, okay? It's a great value. All right. So, like I said, we're going to make 3 cards tonight. I'm going to show you a couple cute little, techniques, I guess. So, in this stamp set, we have this really cute bird, okay? Now, you could stamp him in just a color and leave him with the outline. You could stamp him. Well, let's just do that. Let me do that first and just show you what he looks like, okay? I'm going to stamp an early espresso. That's not what I use on my cards, but I'm going to use it right now just because it's darker and you'll be able to see it better, okay? So I just go tap, tap, tap. We don't squish and grind our stamp in our ink pad because then our stamp gets really messy and that ink gets on our paper in places we don't want. Nice even pressure. All right, so sweet little bird. So you can leave him like this, and then there is a die that cuts him out. You don't have to fussy cut, which is nice. You could use colored pencils and blender pens with this. If you are a colored pencil fan, there are colored pencils in the last chance sale right now, so you could score some savings on that just because some of the colors are retiring, and then they are going to bring a new pack of colored pencils with some of those new colors. So you could use colored pencils on him. You could use stamping blends. You could use chalk pastels. The chalk pastels are an excellent value right now. They're like $3. I have one right here. You get 8 pieces of chalk for $3, you guys. What a great deal. Because some of the colors are retiring. And they will have pastel chalks in the new catalog, just bring in some new colors. So that's an option also. I'm going to show you using our blending brushes. Now these cutie pies, look, we have our larger brush, which you have probably seen for a while. And then we have our baby brushes. Aren't those adorable? Okay, so I like the baby brushes because they're fun to get into. They're just better for smaller spaces. So let me show you how I colored this cutie pie. I started with some balmy blue. Now this look that I'm going for is going to look like I chalked it. All right. Some people like chalk and some people don't. I just want to show you a different way of coloring. All right, so I'm inking up my brush. You can see the ink on there. And I go a little bit off to the side and circular motions. And it's just going to be a very light coloring of him. Okay, so you could leave him like that. He looks chalked, and then we would cut him out with the die. I'm going to add a little more color in. I pulled Misty Moonlight, which is a returning color. It was one of our in colors, and it is going to come back. Yay! So I'm going to use my bigger brush and just get a little bit on. This is a very dark color. And let me grab a scrap, because oopsie, I just threw some paper in my garbage can by accident. I wanted to get some of that off. And just go ever so lightly. I'm going to go through his tail, from his tail up. All right, so see how that looks? I think that's really pretty. And then we cut him out. I'm going to hold it up closer to you so you can see. Okay, can you see? The lighter and then the darker, right? I cut him out. Let me find one. I did these already because I didn't want to have to die cut with you guys. So that's my little birdie. He's got a little bit darker. I think I went a little darker on this one. A little bit darker and a little bit lighter. Just a very subtle look. Okay, we're going for a soft, kind of a soft vintagey look. Here's another one I did. He's got a little bit darker tail right there. All right. So we're going to use some of those on our cards. Very easy way to color, don't you think? And quick and fast, which is something also I love. So if you're going to be making multiple cards, which I like to do when I have the time and I'm on a roll, I like to make a couple of the same card or a couple that are very close to being the same card because it just makes it go faster, right? And then you've got some cards to fall back on. Now I'm going to show you how to cut our designer series paper for these cards. I'm going to pull a similar piece. Actually, that I think is, no, it's a similar piece. It's not the same exact sheet I used. I'm going to show you how we can get 3 cards out of this one piece of 6x6 paper, okay? So let me grab my paper trimmer. If you do not have our paper trimmer, why not? It is fabulous. I love my paper trimmer. Okay, so the first cut I'm going to make, actually, I'm going to cut it at 5. So I'm cutting an inch off. All right. And so then this piece of paper, we're going to actually save. We're not going to waste it. So I'm going to set that to the side. Now I'm going to turn it this way. So this is your 6-inch side. Okay. And we're going to cut it at 2. Well, let me make sure that's what I did. Before I make the cut. Let me see. Yeah, I was thinking I did 2 1/4. All right. So let me move this. 2 1/4. I'm glad I checked. Oh my gosh, it's so hot up here, you guys. But if I turn my fans on, you're not going to be able to hear me. All you're going to hear is fans. So 2 1/4. And then 2 1/4 again. And then we have this 1.5 inch. So we're going to use these 3 pieces on our cards on the fronts. And then this guy, I'm going to cut, it's 1 inch. And so I'm going to cut that in half. Let me make sure. I'm going to cut a little bit. I'm going to go to 5. So I'm going to cut an inch off. Okay. And then I'm going to cut these in half. All right. So out of that 6x6 piece of paper, the only piece I'm throwing away, and now I'm going to be able to use these to make 3 more cards later. The only piece that I am throwing away is this little square right here. Don't you love that? I'm going to use all of these on my cards. This is the only piece that gets thrown away and wasted. You could save it and use it for a scrap type card if you wanted to, but you know, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I got lots of scraps. So I love to stretch out my paper, and I just want to show you, these are very easy layouts and you don't waste your paper. Okay, so that's fun. I love it when that happens. I'm going to put those to the side. Hi, Shelly. Happy Friday. Hi, Peggy. Happy Friday. Good evening to everyone. It is officially the weekend. So I'm just going to tell you, I have had a killer week. It has not been a great week. And all I'm going to say is teenagers. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But things are better. So that is good. Tomorrow is prom night. Prom night. So my son is a junior this year. He is dating a senior. He is dating an older woman. It is his junior prom tomorrow night and her senior ball tomorrow night. They can't be in 2 places at one time. So they are going to her senior ball. He went to her junior prom last year. So he is getting all decked out in his tux tomorrow. So I will show you guys pictures. I will have pictures and I will show you. All right, so we've got Balmy Blue as our card base, okay? And then I've got my mint macaron, and I just cut that 1/4 of an inch smaller, okay? Now, the other thing that I did was I took a piece of white paper, this size, and I ran it through an embossing folder. I believe this one is called Timeless, I have to look at it, Timeless Texture or something or other. Let me look. Well, maybe one of you guys can tell me the name. I can't remember. Timeless something. It's a T. But it's kind of got like a little bit of font on it and then some texture and font and texture. I love this embossing folder. Hi, Eileen. Hi, Anna. How are you? So here is our piece of DSP, and we're going to place this piece of textured, or embossed I should say, paper right underneath. So we're going to create another layer with these two pieces. So let me glue these down. I'm going to do the white piece first, but we don't want kitty hair on our cards. All right. Nope, and there was a little bit of kitty hair. It never fails. So you can use liquid glue if you like. You can use tape runner. You can use Stampin' Seal Plus, whatever floats your boat, whatever you feel the most confident with. All right, so I am trying to have a little bit of a border on the side, just like that. I'm reading Shelly's comments. So you guys, you're the older woman as well, Shelly. All right, now, like I said, this paper is beautiful. It's got pretty gold foiling on one side. There's also pages that have iridescent. Thank you, Peggy. Time Worn. I knew it started with a T. But we're going to go with these very soft pastels, okay? And like I said, that pack of DSP is only $12 right now. You get 48 sheets. So that is a great value. This is a fabulous time to score great deals for your crafting stash. And I know some of you took advantage of the free shipping day, which I love it when Stampin' Up! Does that for us. That really helps, doesn't it? Okay, now we're going to start building a pretty scene. I have all these pieces. Now there's a little egg here. You can't see. I'm going to put it on the red so you can see it. There's a little egg there, and one of the stamps is a speckled stamp. I'm going to add some speckles to our egg. I would have stamped it before I cut it out, but I wanted to do all my die cutting before you guys hopped on with me. So we're just going to add a couple little speckles very lightly. It's the small details that matter on our cards. So you might not be able to see it right now, but I will hold it up so you can once we're done, and you'll notice those little speckles, those little freckles on our card. Okay, this piece came from Queen Bee. I told you I pulled a few pieces from Queen Bee. We used that last week. You can go back and watch that replay. I've cut some foliage. One of the stamps in our Nested Friends bundle is this beautiful nest. Let me show you the stamp case one more time. Okay, so there's that stamp of the nest, and there's some leaves. Okay, so I stamped it in crumb cake and then just cut it out. Then we've got some bonus dies. We've got bonus dies, and there is a textured embossed nest, and then there's another piece that can layer on top of that. Okay, so we're gonna piece this together. So let's do that. There's my little bird and my egg and my bow. I tried to do as much as I could before we got on here to kind of help save time. You know, you get on a roll, right? And now what I should have done was cut this using adhesive sheets, but I didn't think about it till just now, so forgive me. I am just going to put a couple very itty bitty tiny dots of wet glue, really tiny, because you know me and wet glue. We have a love-hate relationship. I love it and I hate it at the same time. All right. And it's okay that not all of it is plastered down on your card. I like to have texture. I like to see a bit of three-dimensional, you know, elements to my cards. So it doesn't all have to be exactly down. All right, now let's put our little, let's get our little eggy, our little baby egg. Okay, we're gonna put that egg in there. And I might, oh, I need to get him out because now he's slipping. Ugh! Get out of there. I need to put a dimensional on there. So I'm going to grab some of our mini dimensions, and I'm going to grab my U-Pick tool because it makes it so much easier. And then I don't have to worry about having difficulty trying to get these things off and you guys laughing at me. Right? Okay, so I'm going to have that egg popped up a little bit, and we're going to add in our pretty little bird that we used the Stampin' blends on. I'll put a dimension on her. Okay, then we're going to layer this on this piece, and I think I'm just going to use a little bit of glue, tiny little bit. I see a kitty hair. Those darn kitty hairs. There we go. All right, it might be a daughter hair, who knows? All right. Now, I'm going to play around and decide, do I want some more foliage in there to kind of add in more color or not? We're also going to wrap some baker's twine on this card. So let me do that too before I forget and then get upset. So I'm going to hold an end, and we're just going to wrap it around twice because I want that, maybe I'll do 3 times, make it a little bit bigger. I want that natural look. You know, it just looks like it would be part of the nest, right? And we're going to slip that under. Okay, don't worry about a bow. We're just going to, I'm going to hide this knot in the middle where my nest will be, because I've already pre-made my bows, and I can just add the bow in, and it'll be so easy. Okay, maybe if I can get this to work. There we go. All right. Just cut those, and then we'll decide if we need that, okay? All right, now, push this up a little bit more. You could spread them apart if you wanted to, or you can keep them close together. You can decide what you like if you make this card. I think I'm going to spread mine apart a little bit. See what it looks like first. Yeah, I kind of like those layers. But I might cut this in half, and that way I can really get them where I want them, right? Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and put some tape runner on this piece. That's kind of bothering me, so hold on. I'm going to move it this way, a little bit more this way. And I don't think I need these tails because the bow has tails on it. So let's cut those off. I hate wasting, but it's kind of annoying me. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down now because it's slipping and sliding, and I need it to be stable. I'm reading your comment, Peggy. Unselfish of my son to go to hers. Yeah, he'll have his own next year. I'm a little bit upset about it. I think I'm more upset than he is that he's missing his formal. Yet on the other hand, he still has the experience of dressing up. He went last year to her junior prom, so he's had the experience of going to prom. I'm just sad that he doesn't get to go to his own school. And I didn't feel like it was right for us to make her skip her senior ball, because senior ball is pretty important. But yeah, it's a bummer that they are on the same day. Like, and in our town, it's like there are 4 or 5 schools that are all doing prom the same day. It's crazy. We'll put it right up. We'll put it more up there. Okay, let's get a couple dimensionals on this guy. Yep, they are at separate schools. So my son goes to private school and his girlfriend goes to public school. So, you know, it makes it kind of hard. But on the other hand, it is what it is, right? Okay, isn't that pretty? Now we're going to add in our bow. I said we had a little bow. We can see the twine on the side. Kind of feel like it gets hidden by this one. I might have needed to push it up a little bit, but there's our bow that we're going to add in. So I'm going to grab a little glue dot. And I'm actually not putting sentiments on this one. I'm going to put something on the inside. Sometimes I don't want sentiments on the front. Sometimes I do. It just depends. I really like the natural kind of vintagey look to this. All right. Let me hold it up so you guys can see it a little closer. What do you guys think? Pretty? All right, now the inside. The inside, we're going to need a mat. We're going to need a piece of white. We're going to use one of these strips that we had. I'm going to pull that to the side, and we're going to do a little stamping. So I think I need to trim my paper. We're going to put a little bit. So let me trim my paper. Oop, upside down. So that's another little piece right there that I just took off that gets thrown away. But really, we did not waste. We wasted hardly anything of this 6x6 piece that we had. All right, I'm trying to remember, what did I ink that had? I'm going to go with the early espresso, and I think I'm going to stamp off. They're going to have fun. I'm not worried about them not having fun. All right. Now, I kind of wanted the flowers to kind of pop up, so I need a mask. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap, excuse my arm, and I'm just going to cover a little bit of the bottom, like that. We do have masking paper, but sometimes I forget. So a little piece of scrap paper works just as fine. Okay, put this on our mat. Sometimes I really like to add an extra layer on the inside. I feel like it just makes the cards look more finished, more polished, more professional. All right, there's the inside of our card. Isn't that pretty? Just a little something so that we have room to write in our card. I love it. Okay, very simple layout, but it's the dies that really make the card. All right, next card. Next card. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, thank you. All right, very similar. A lot of the same pieces. The only thing that's a little different is our designer series paper is skinnier, and I took a pen and I colored the leaves on the nest this time. All right, so just a little something. We'll see if we like it better. And I think on this card we're gonna, oh, there was my little egg. We're gonna add 2 eggs and 2 birds. We're gonna have a set of lovebirds on this one, okay? So let me move this aside and let me get our piece that's embossed. So my pre-order for the new annual catalog came this week. It took forever to show up. And I am supposed to participate in a swap with some other demonstrators. So this weekend, I have got to make 22 cards. It's a swap that I signed up for. It's not a swap. It's not the swap that I'm organizing. It's a different swap. And it's a little bit stricter on what you can use and what not. So I'm a little nervous. And I've got to get it in the mail like Monday. So talk about no pressure, right? I did not want to pay extra money to have my order overnighted because it is not cheap. I'd rather put that in product. But this is calling it close. Lori and Shelly, I will post information this weekend for the swap that I am organizing, and we will get a date settled so that we can do our swap, okay? All right, so I put my 2 pieces together, just little tiny bits of glue. And then we're going to place this on this piece that's got the colored leaves. We'll see if we like it. I don't know that I like it. I think I like the other way better, but I was just trying something different to see. Okay. And we're going to put our strip on here. Now this one is the, I think it was the 1.5 inch strip. Shelly, your order is still in picking. Lori, your order is still in picking. So yeah, it's been kind of crazy. Crazy. All right, let's get our little flowers. I have my 2 birds. I'm gonna trim off those little pieces right there because they're kind of sticking out. I'm gonna just put a little bit of adhesive right in the middle and place this on top. Let's make sure our nest is straight. So you just see them peeking through. And then I'm going to cut these guys in half. And we'll add a few in here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here, and I'm going to eyeball where I want to place them. Can you guys kind of see what I'm doing? Putting that one there. And I'm going to put this one there, I think. So see how cutting it made me able to spread it out a little bit more. I think that one spread out a little bit too much. It's like crazy, crazy hair. Let's move it over a little bit. There we go. All right, now I'm going to pop that up to some dimensionals. So does anybody have plans for the weekend? I get to stay up super late because it's prom. I gotta make sure the kiddo gets home safe. Sunday after church, we're going to put our veggies in our garden. All right, we're gonna put our little speckles on our eggs. Let's do our little speckles. All right. I can do both of them at the same time. Okay. Little freckles. So now I'm going to, I don't know if I want to pop up the egg on these. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. We're not going to do dimensionals on these. Okay, and I'm using the, what do you call it? The tacky putty end on this to help me pick them up. Okay, holding that down, let it, there's our eggs. And then we're going to put Mama and Daddy on our card. Right there, I think. Oh, you're going to do a kid class tomorrow, Shelly, for Mother's Day. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I know I've had a couple people requesting graduation cards, so we've got to make some graduation cards. And then we're going to add our little bow right here. Peggy says, how can a person put their order in so ready by May 2nd? The new stuff. Are you saying you're excited to put in an order, or are you saying it's hard to decide? If you're a demonstrator, one of the perks is that you get a catalog a month earlier, basically. Well, kind of, maybe not exactly a month. You get it earlier than everybody else does. And so we've had our catalogs now for a couple weeks, if you're lucky. I've already gone through mine because I wanted to see what do I still have what do I have that is still current, I should say. What's retired? What am I going to keep? What am I going to resell? And then deciding what do I want to order. All right, here's my second card. It's a little different, kind of the same idea, but a little different. So there's this one with the one bird, and then here's this one with the pair and the 2 eggs. And I colored the leaves on the nest, whereas this one I did not. Okay. I actually think I like the 2 birds on this one, but I like the nest on this one. What do you guys think? Which one's your favorite so far? All right. Now we'll do one more, and it's going to go in a different direction. Oh, I didn't do the inside of my card, so we'll have to do the inside of that last card I did. Okay. So now we've got our other piece that we cut. We had very minimal wastage of that designer series paper. Let's make sure. Yep. Okay, so we're going to do the white piece first. Look at me. I'm using liquid glue. Ah! All right. I will say the one benefit of liquid glue is that you have a little bit of wiggle room because it's wet, and it will let you move it around a little bit. Now the 2 pieces are going to overlap a little bit, and I did that on purpose. But we want to make sure we have a border all the way around our card. And then we want to make sure that this part right here in the middle is really secured well. Okay. Now our card is going to go this way. I have to decide which way I want it to be on the top. I'm thinking the white. Thinking the white. All right. I've got my bow, my flowers. I actually really liked the flowers being added with the nest, don't you? I think it added a little bit more, building up that scene. Now, you could add the nest just like that, but I kind of feel like I really like adding the other piece on top of it. I feel like it just looks more realistic that way. I don't know that I would use that die by itself. You could, but I don't know that I will. Now that I've seen it with the other piece, I like the effect of what it looks like. So these cards are all very similar, and yet I'm trying to do it a little bit different on each card just to show you just a slight difference. So when I was prepping, I was just able to do an assembly line. I did 3 of this, I did 3 of that, and so on. And it really went fast. And then you've got 3 cards that are beautiful, that have a lot of pieces. And it takes time to cut out all those pieces, as you know. So our speckles. Okay. All right, I'm reading some more comments here. Peggy's excited to place her order. Lori loves the nests. Thanks, Lori. Shelley is going through her stamps, pulling the refreshed colors. You know, I pulled out my Berry Burst ink pad, and I thought it would still be good. I think 2 weeks ago, they had said that over time, the ink refillers and ink pads, you know, they deteriorate, or the chemicals kind of change over time. I didn't think, because I've had it for about, 5 years, because I've been a demonstrator 5 years. I didn't think it would be an issue, but my refiller, when I tried to refresh my ink pad, it did not look that great. Now I'm going to test it out tonight and see. I thought maybe I just put in too much ink. But it was awfully dark. It didn't look like Berry Burst to me. So I am thinking I may have to replace my Berry Burst. I didn't think I was going to have to, but I might. Oops. I'm getting sticky fingers. All right, so I'm going a little bit more wide on this card. Because the card is horizontal. And we want to fill up that space. I think I cut these already. Berry Burst, Peggy. It was an in color, and now it's a returning color. And so I had a re-inker, and I really haven't used it that much lately because I was using colors that are current in my demonstrations, and it just didn't look all that hot. So I was a little bit disappointed because I thought it's not that old. But I'm going to see. I'm going to test it out again tonight and see now that the ink, you know, once the ink has settled, if it still looks kind of yucky or not. And Stampin' Up! Did say that the re-inkers are not meant to last forever, because the chemicals change inside. Let's add a dimension on the bird. I didn't do the eggs this time. A little different. The first one I put a dimension on the egg. The second one I didn't. This one I'm not. Just doing things a little bit different on each card. I like that. That looks cute. Okay. Let's spread that out a little more. Ooh, don't tear. You need to come out. There we go. I have some extra greenery. Now this bow has really long ties. I'm using my glue dot. Have you guys stocked up on supplies that are increasing in price? There are a couple things that are increasing in price just because the cost of doing business is increasing everywhere we look. So envelopes are going up, liquid glue's going up, cardstock's going up. All right. Now on this one, I might add a few little, I don't know, maybe. Let's see. So I added a little bit of bling on that one. And if my Wink of Stella was around, I don't know where it is. Let me look real quick. If you guys could see my table right now, you would gasp. I had to move everything over to the side because I am working on my swab. Here's one. Let's add a little bit of sparkle to our bird. Maybe a couple leaves. I love Wink of Stella. It'll be hard for you guys to see it, but it does look really pretty. You'll have to trust me. Okay. Let's see if you guys can see the Wink of Stella on the bird. You guys see it right there? Okay. Now we need to do the inside of our last two cards. So let's do that. Now this one that I just did a little flower with the scrap. You guys see that? Okay. So this one, how about we stamp the nest stamp on this one. Thanks, Peggy. Where'd my nest go? There it is. That doesn't look like it inked up. Okay. I always like to have something on the inside of my cards. I do not like naked envelopes or naked cards on the inside. So I always use up the scraps. I might use that on the envelope, or I use the scraps on the inside of the card. Okay, so that is the inside. Okay. And then I do like that Wink of Stella on there. That's pretty. Looks like I am short one mat, so I guess I'm not doing a mat. I have to do a mat. So let me grab. Oh, is this it right here? That's too big, so let's trim it. Thank you, Lori. Alrighty. Trim a little bit off. Perfect. All right, what are we going to do on this one? This one, let's do, what if I did a little bit of die cut in here and I could stamp that flower? I think that would be pretty. And let's do a couple little speckled dots. Really lightly. Okay, speckled dots. And then we're going to ink up our flower. Let me look at where this is going to go. Let's go more like this way. Let's cut. We'll add a little bit in cardstock inside. I'm excited because I've been watching a series on Amazon Prime called Sandition. I love, 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 love Masterpiece Theater. I love time era shows. I grew up watching Masterpiece Theater as a kid. My mom and dad loved it. I grew up on Agatha Christie and Perot and all of that. Anyway, I've been watching this series called Sandition, which is an unpublished book from Jane Austen. And the last episode is this week, which I'm excited for, but then I'm sad because then it's over. You guys ever feel that way? Like when you finish a book, you don't want it to end? Or when you finish a series, you don't want it to end? Yeah, that's me. And then I just binge watch it again to make it last forever. All right. Now it might be fun. You could put a little twine bow in here on the inside too. That might be kind of fun to put in there. I think that's really pretty. But let's see what a little twine bow would look like on the inside. Just a little one. I need to close this ink pad. It's causing me anxiety. I can see my stuff falling in it. So I always use my fingers to make the loops. Okay, I'm not going to double this one. On all of them, I have done double loops. This one, I'm not going to. And then I take another piece and I tie it around. And I like use all my fingers to do it. My crazy bow tying. All right, so let's, I think I should have doubled it because now it looks kind of funky. Come on. Yeah, I think I want to do a double one. I don't like that. Sorry. Sorry, ladies. I need more tail. Some people love those bow makers. This just works for me. I'll have to undo that other one and redo it. All right, these cards came out pretty good, if I do say so myself. I love them. I really like this bundle. I was sad it wasn't in the catalog, but it sounds like it's going to be available online as an online exclusive. So we've got a little more time to snag it if you haven't already. Birds to me are just, I was never, like some people collect different things. I've never collected birds, but I will say, I think that birds are very attractive. They can be very Victorian at times. And I love that they just symbolize spring. Right? I need a smaller glue dot. Let me grab a smaller one. All right. These guys come in the paper pumpkin kits, and I use them all the time, or our other kits. I save them for all projects. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bow right there to kind of cover up the bottom of my branches. And it's okay that they hang out a little bit. I think that's fine. But look at how fun that little element of twine is inside the card. I think that's fun. You could color the blossoms if you want to, but I kind of like having it natural look, because the outside is natural too. Or since I used Wink of Stella on this one, maybe put a little bit of Wink of Stella on the blossoms. That might be fun. Okay, I think we are done. So it sounds like you guys have some plans this weekend. I will be posting prom pictures, so be on the lookout for prom pictures. That'll be fun. And I hope everyone has a restful, fun, stress-free weekend. It has been fun to spend my Friday night with you. You can see the Victorian feel in my cards. Thanks. Thanks. That's kind of my style, I guess, huh? I'm a bit of a vintagey soul. My house is decorated with teacups, and I have lace curtains and doilies, and that's kind of my personality. All right, those are our 3 cards, each one's a little bit different. We have our soul bird right here with 1 egg and natural look, and I wrapped the twine around the card on this one. This one, we have Wink of Stella on our card with a little bit of bling and 2 eggs. And then this one, we have our lovebirds. Smaller DSP, so there's more white showing. And then I colored the leaves on the nest on this one, so a little bit different. And then all of our insides are different. So we've got our nest, we've got flowers with a bow and cardstock, and then we have a little bit of designer series paper with some flowers. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining me tonight. If you do not have a demonstrator that you work with, I would love to be your demonstrator. You can find me here Friday nights, usually every week. This is my website that you can order from 24/7. And this is my April host code. So I appreciate it when you use my host code. That helps me purchase more consumable items that I use in my classes and prizes and whatnot for my customers. If your order is $150 or more, you do not want to use the host code. You want to claim those host rewards for yourself. And if you're going to place an order and it's at least $99, you really should think about purchasing the Demonstrator Starter Kit because it is the best deal in the catalog. You're going to get $125 worth of product for only $99, and you get free shipping on that order. Plus, you get to enjoy a 20% discount. Let me know if you guys have questions. I would love to answer those questions. I would love to add you to my team. All right, everyone, have a great evening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.